Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. First play, going to throw it. Well, he's going to take a shot right away. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
An early message that this secondary is going to be tested because even though it fell incomplete, it almost felt like a warning shot to get things going.
Complete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Powell, another throw on 2nd down. He finds his man, complete. That's Peterson. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Charles, Thursday night game. I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game you play on a Thursday night? Guys that have a little extra pep in their step, you go to them early and often.
And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Calling a loss of 2 there on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. After last week's loss, you bet this offense probably wanted to come out with a little more fire than a 3 and out.
And I'm sure that people are saying, hey, come on, Coach, where was the pregame talk? Have these guys ready to go? But you and I both know it goes into preparation and practice and being ready to go. That gives you the confidence to come out and play. They've got to find that and fast.
This is fielded at the 27. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10.
Okay, ready?
Now play fake. Lance. Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Jonathan Allen, the former first-round pick, getting in there to bring him down.
We talked about prior to the game, and it played out right there on the first play, didn't it? This offensive line is going to have his hands full all night long.
When you often speak of scripts to start a game, does this mean that play number 2, they're... the script a little bit?
Yeah, what's interesting is that most people, when they script now, they actually script those contingencies in, okay, in case they can't run the play they want to. It's long distance now. Let's go to that play.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Lance going to throw. A quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
38. 6. Mega.
off of play action. Here's Lance. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth. On fourth down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Taken from just outside the 30. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
Now a throw here going to be taken in by the tight end Njoku. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Commanders put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. The extra point up and good by Garibay. And it's now a 7-0 game. Garibay back out there now to send this one away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage. But instead, he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Now on 2nd and 13. Powell. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. 3rd and long, here's Howell. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Njoku. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Washington going to send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
Lance now on 1st down. Drops this underneath for Chandler. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. The Vikings hit 2-3 here to begin the new season. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 25-yard line. On play action, Lance. Escaping under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Another try after the first down sack. Lance. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. The pressure really ratcheting up. They get the sack on first down, then a near sack. They got to him there just as it was leaving his hand.
Yeah, they might need to change their pass protection scheme a little bit. Maybe bring another guy into the backfield to help protect the quarterback, because that was awfully close.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. And Lance now to throw. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And it's Washington that scoops it up. There he goes, right side. The 20. And he is going to bring this one back to the house. It's a Commanders touchdown on the scoop and score. And that's a linebacker showing he can move pretty good with a football in his hand.
That's not just a short shuttle now. He took it and went a pretty good distance, didn't he? Did you get the 40 time on that?
I didn't, but he got 6 points out of it. I know that, and a great play for that defensive unit. Garibay on for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0.
Makes the score. Commanders 14. Vikings nothing. Jonathan Garibay to kick off.
So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. And Lance will try again on second down. Finding Hardman here over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. 11 yards there as they connect on the quick slant.
Ready.
On first down, Lance. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Drill green. 97.
To throw, it's Lance. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown. Maybe that is was the boost that this offense needed.
They've done nothing the entire half, but out of the blue comes this big shot here. You're exactly right. Like a dunk in basketball, like a home run in baseball, maybe a solo shot. Sometimes you need that big play to get things ignited.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
They keep it on the ground. Allen again. Room here to run. And he'll be dropped just shy of the 35 at the 34. A pickup of 17 on a play that originated at the 17. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now throwing on 1st down here. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
They fake the handoff. Now Lance. This one caught. It's the tight end Hawkinson. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. That's good for 28 yards.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Lance with a tap forward on the jet sweep. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Ty Chandler, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change? And it's intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsom. And the Vikings will have solid field position here as they take over at the 45-yard line. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Throwing now is Lance. Throw left side complete. That's Chandler. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the 1st half.
And he's going to break our statistician Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator, but my goodness.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Jonathan Allen in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Play action. Now it's Lance. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Commanders are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here, 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning it into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reactions of those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. He's going to try and go deep again. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Washington. A big play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Commanders have taken the lead. Extra point up and good by Garibay. And the lead is now 21-14.
Commanders 21, Vikings 14.
Garibay back out there now to send this one away. This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Lance looking to throw it. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Montez Sweat running down. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 41-yard line.
Here's Lance. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. The Vikings going to signal for their first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Lance now on 1st down. Forced out to his left. Well, Lance throws the interception, his 3rd. It's Kyler Duggar who picks it. And he will bring this one back. An interception return for a Commanders touchdown. Garibay on to attempt the point after. He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14.
The score, Commanders 28, Vikings 14.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Strikers, 3-3.
Throwing on 1st down is Lance. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
Ready.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Black shot.
Another try after the first down sack. Lance. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. As the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. From the 40 now on 2nd down. Howell. That's to the right side and complete to Njoku. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. First down, Howell to throw. Slings this deep for McLaurin. And that is incomplete.
The way he's been slinging in the first half, you expect everything he throws to go for a touchdown, but I guess he's going to have to wait to try and pick up that 3rd, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought he had him for a second, but you're right, not to be. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Howell. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx it.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive. But maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
Looking for Campbell downfield. And got his man complete. And he's going to step out of bounds all the way down on the other side of midfield. A big play there for Minnesota. And even 40 yards. first and 10. Here's Lance. And his throw here's incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. Now Lance again. He'll find his man, Terrace Marshall, complete. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 24-yard line. 17 yards on the play as they try to eat into this 17-point deficit. Here's Lance to throw it. That ball caught by Campbell. Touchdown, Vikings! Harris Campbell, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Vikings are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
And you can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
They stay on the ground with Allen. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Here's Allen. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. A loss of a yard, and it brings up third. Washington going to send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and it will be Vikings ball, first and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. Let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Lance's throw into the hands here of Hardman. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Chandler. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there. His first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are back within a score. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And the lead is down to a field goal. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. from back there. A wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10.
They'll throw on 1st down. Here's Howell. This is the tight end, Njoku.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
And some room to maneuver. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. 48 yards.
And the Commanders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point up and good by Garibay.
And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Commanders 38, Vikings 28.
Garibay back out there now to send this one away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace.
And he lost the football.
And it's Washington that scoops it up.
And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
84 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Hey, it's not the most spectacular play, but I think most teams will take that every single time for the first play of the drive. Begin the series with positive yardage and set yourself up for a very manageable 2nd down.
And that is taken in by Njoku. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
They'll run with Robinson.
And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Again, it'll be Robinson.
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Robinson.
He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. From the left hash, a chip shot here.
Garibay's kick is good,
and that will extend their lead even further.
So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist, but time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
Here we go.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal. And my goodness, another interception.
Picked by Kendall Fuller. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Howell from the gun. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Allen. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because, to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 10 more there and another first down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. They'll run. This is Allen. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Commanders look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. But this one now, Charles, you'd have to think all but over.
I would agree with that because this offensive line, they've been physical from the first snap of the game, and it's taken a toll on this defense. And it was never more evident than on that play right there. They continue to move the line of scrimmage forward, and they open up enough space there to get their guy into the end zone.
An extra point up and good by Garibay. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. Garibay back out there now to send this one away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball. He's got a man, complete. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. They give him a gain of 38. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Now Lance. And now here is another interception. And the Commanders are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the one.
The defense, they get to Howell. He'll go down here. That's Matt Milano firing in from his linebacker position.
One of the league's best linebackers. He ended that play almost before it began, and the running back absolutely overmatched no matter what he tried to do.
They'll run with Allen. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right in midfield at the 50. 97 yards on the ground for him now as he's gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. Washington on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. Well, that interception at least offers them a glimmer of hope here in the 4th quarter.
Well, it certainly does if their offense goes out now and makes it pay off by getting into the end zone. And if it does, then they get a chance to get back out on the field and try and do it again. Maybe they can force that offense into more and more mistakes and give them a chance to get back into this one totally.
They have still a 3-score hill to climb. We'll see if they can do it. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. And Lance going to throw. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Paris Campbell, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Vikings Vikings have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. Lance going to try to throw for this. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of two-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
And he's going to be out of bounds. Here's the run back. We'll leave him shy of the 20-yard line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. A 1st and 10 here for Hal and the Commanders at their own 19-yard line. They start the drive with a give to Allen. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Now a carry for Allen. And he'll get about 3 up past the 25.
He was brought down at the 26. A 3-yard pickup.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. Hal try to pick it up on 3rd. And I think the ball's out, and the Vikings pick up the football.
Well, that's one of those mistakes. That's a fumble. When they get to the sidelines, I know you're mad, Coach, but look, you've still got this locked down. But that's not necessarily true, is it?
Well, their hopes are slim, but you just hate to give them any hope. You could have sealed it right there.
Yeah, could have finished them off and taken away all hope, as we like to say.
Following the fumble recovery, Lance, he's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Give him big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Lance again here on 2nd and 10. And he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one going to fall incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Working from the gun, Lance. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Desperation time here. Lance. Got an open man. That's Campbell. And he is going to pick up the Vikings first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Off of play action, here's Lance. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
So here we go. They'll need the recovery, obviously, then a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie. And this is going to be covered up by Washington. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. Second down and a run by Robinson. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout. The stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Toss. Here's Allen. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to perhaps sort this one away. Garabay's kick is good. Wow, I mean, it's so rare to even see one attempted from that distance, CD, let alone converted, but he came through with confidence and matches what was Tom Dempsey's 43-year NFL record at one point of 63 yards.
Yeah, I can still see that highlight of Dempsey making that kick, and nowadays we see it a little bit differently because, remember, Dempsey was a straight-on kicker. With these guys nowadays, the range keeps increasing, and they keep putting it through the posts.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Hey, dude, check pink.
Throwing now is Lance. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. And the Commanders are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown, Washington.
A big play there. 51 yards.
And the Commanders have put this one to bed here in the fourth quarter. The extra point up and good by Garibay.
And the lead is up to 18 now.
Commanders 58, Vikings 40. Jonathan Garibay to kick off.
Garibay back out there now to send this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
Their own 18-yard line.
Ready, set.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carpet.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble.
And it's Washington that scoops it up.
And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Howell. And to the right side here, it's Allen.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.